Alright guys, so today is going to be a little bit of a different video. We're actually doing some maintenance today on the wife's Yukon. Maintenance and creature comfort upgrades. This is the same radio that I've been raffling off. So what I've been doing is whenever I select the winner of the raffle, I will just order another one exactly the same and Amazon ship it straight to your home. So that way it'll be quick and easy, easier than for me to go back to the post office, pay shipping again and ship it to you. So it's easier for me that way. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one in the wife's Yukon because I wanna use this for the Apple CarPlay, since we are gonna be going on a long road trip here in about 2 weeks. And for that same reason, we are gonna be doing today the water pump, the radiator thermostat. We got the coolant over there sitting. And I have a steering gearbox that I need to put in because the one that's in there right now is kind of loose. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to put that on before we leave because I have to have a puller to pull one of the arms off of the actual gear assembly. So I might have to do that at work. But today is gonna be one of those days where I will be pretty much busy. First thing I'm gonna do, since I just went to drop off my wife at work, this is pretty hot right now. You never wanna open up your coolant when it's really hot because that coolant will spray out, burn you really bad because it's super hot, up to 200 degrees. So while that's cooling down, I will go ahead and start on the inside, and we're going to be working on putting this NEX MVH 1400 double din radio. I have the dash kit around here somewhere. Here it is. So got my dash kit ready for the double dash. The one that's in there right now is actually another pretty good one. It is a Pioneer, what is it? DEH 80 PRS field focus. This one is really good. The sound quality on that is really good, but I really want to put a double din on this one just to, like I said, have that Apple CarPlay and we can use the Apple road maps. So that'll be the beginning process. We'll start with installing this radio. Shouldn't be too hard. And then after that, I'm gonna do a quick little cleaning on the inside. And hopefully by then the coolant will be pretty low. The temperature of the coolant will be pretty low and we'll be ready to swap out the radiator. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up here and we'll go ahead and do the unboxing of the radio. Actually, the first one that I've already unboxed is this integration interface. This is for the GM vehicles that have the steering wheel controls and the Bose system. You will need these to retain your steering wheel controls, which is what this has, because this is actually, if you don't know, a Yukon Denali. So this does have the Bose system. So we are going to use this. I already opened it up. This is the main little box, the module that you're going to be using. And then the main harness that connects straight into the original harness. This one will go to your new module, and then the other side will go to the stereo. So we got that already unboxed. So let me go ahead and set you guys up here. So first thing we're gonna see is we have the USB cord to run so you can connect your Apple phone to the radio, your microphone for your wireless hands-free calling. This is the harness for reverse gear input signal. So if you wanted to add a reverse camera, backup camera, this will be your harness to connect that, I believe. But that is quite a few wires for that. I think, okay, these are some of the wires for the backup camera, and this is actually the wires for the speakers. So this is your parking brake wire, signal wire. You got a reverse signal wire and your mute and all that, remote wire for your amplifier. We don't have an amplifier in this besides the factory amplifier, so we will worry about that later. Got all your hardware for the metal bracket that comes with the stereo. All your manuals. We won't read these until we actually go to install it and then we mess something up. So we'll put that to the side and then we'll go ahead and get the radio out. Here is the main radio. So This does not look like it has the metal bracket on the side, usually like how the double single DINs have, where it slides in and clicks. But this hardware will be used to pretty much bolt it to the double DIN dash kit. But there it is. There's the double DIN radio from Pioneer. You can see all the outputs right there. This is what I mainly look for on this one. A front and rear channel output and your subwoofer output, because eventually I do plan to put a 4-channel amp in this thing and maybe a small shallow subwoofer, so we will do that later on in the future. So we got the outputs for that already, and pretty much all your other connections. I really don't know much about these radios. I really don't know too much about, but I can hook them up if they're not too complicated. Radio and all that, and then I don't know what that yellow one's for, but there it is. We're ready to go. First thing I'm going to do is start with wiring up the harness, taking the harness from the interface kit and wiring it to the harness for the radio. This is going to plug straight into the radio. So pretty straightforward. Just color match the wires. Same color, obviously. There will be 2 wires that are the same color, but one will have a black stripe indicating that that's a negative. So that one, actually on this one, you can tell it says on here, probably won't come out on camera very well, but it says it's a positive right there. And this one doesn't have the stripe, but oh yeah, it does. See, this green wire has the black stripe on it, so that'll be a negative. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire this up real quick. I'm gonna I'm gonna solder it, heat shrink it, and then wrap it up in electrical tape. So we'll get this done real quick, nothing too complicated, and then I will show you guys everything after it's done. All right, pretty much the harness I got wrapped up. That is all ready to go. There it is. I mean, some of the wires are just different lengths, so it kind of ends up being a little bit weird, but I try to tidy it up as best as I could. This is the only wire that was just a little bit too short for when I wired it up. But other than that, this one is pretty much ready. Now what I'm gonna do is kind of build the double DIN dash kit, build it onto the radio, and then after that we will pretty much be ready to start trying to put it into the Yukon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start building this, clean up a little bit, and then we'll get ready to install this thing.
I can hear the silence as I'm walking by. Come and say something, I wanna hear your voice.
All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the eyes on me, all the eyes are all on me. All the
first thing we're going to do, we gotta drop this, pull the dash panel out. If it'll come out, just like that. Okay. Now, normally you would probably want to have, it's a good recommendation to have the battery disconnected, but we're just doing a couple of plugs, so I don't think it should be a big of an issue. So we'll go ahead and remove 3 of these bolts. Okay, go ahead and pull out the old radio in my old ghetto style way of hooking everything up. I'm not very proud of this. You can see how unprofessional it looks. And now that I'm looking at it, I might have the wrong connection, or the wrong radio harness. Because if I'm not mistaken, well, actually, I think this is for the DVD player. I'm hoping. I hope it's not for the Bose system. So we'll go ahead and disconnect both of these connections, factory connections. And then we'll go ahead and connect a single one for the radio. So that should be all for there. Then obviously connect the main harness to the radio. And then this one had a separate wire. I'm gonna set it down right there. And this was supposed to connect right in there, I think. So what we'll do, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of test it out and see if everything works. See if it turns on. We have power. It don't take that long to load up. I think it's like 6 or 8 seconds. There you go, already. Go ahead and set it up. English, speaker mode. All right, there it is. I'm gonna use my tablet to kind of like, because I'm using my phone to connect, so let me go get my tablet to connect it real quick. All right, so I'll go ahead and set this here for now, conveniently. There, put it up. Bluetooth, we're gonna go in here. I already hear beeping, so we already got some sound. And go to Bluetooth, which isn't working. The only thing I don't understand, I don't know if it's my iPad, but the audio is delayed. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna go real quick over the comments of the last video. I do actually have now more comments that I gotta go over, because since I transitioned to a new phone, when I did my backup and then restored it to the new tweeters sound a little bit weird. I lost some of the intro stuff where I read the first few comments, and then I don't know if I forgot to push play or if it also. I think we should be fine. I'm gonna try real quick on some regular audio and see how that sounds, but I'm gonna have to do it off of the off video, because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. So be right back. All right, so we are good to go. I already tested it with regular audio, works fine. I was about to start bolting it in, but I remembered I gotta connect my USB stuff for the Apple CarPlay and the headphones. So I'm going to figure out where I'm going to wire all this. Obviously the headphone or the speaker is going to go up here somewhere for the hands-free calling, but the USB I'm going to try to figure out somewhere right in this general area to put. That way it's easy to connect your phone. So I will figure this out and I will be right back. All right, I don't know how the audio is going to sound with it being connected right now, but there's pretty much the USB set up. I have it back there and it's zip tied down, so it doesn't, this cable doesn't move in and out. So when you disconnect it, you can just hide that cable right in there. But as you can see, everything is pretty much set. The microphone pretty much set right there where I need it. Wires all ran. I need to zip tie some of the wire that's down there, but apart from that, we're ready to go. This part of the install is done. Now we're ready to move on to the front and drain the coolant, and we're ready to start the radiator swap. So we'll go up there now. We got the old radiator out, and here we have the new one. Just double checking, making sure everything is pretty much the same, which it is. I've already I called the O'Reilly's just to double check, because the only difference between my original and the aftermarket is the core is 1 inch thick, and on the original is 1.25 inches. So he double checked with the other parts that he has, and they're both cores are 1 inch, so really not much of a difference. He said it should be fine. If I really wanted to go with the same diameter or bigger, that I would have to upgrade to a performance radiator, which is not really that cost effective. So we're gonna going ahead and getting this ready to put in, but while that is out, I have plenty more room right now to do the water pump. So gonna take that out of the box, make sure that is the correct one, and then we'll go ahead and start removing that water pump and get that changed out. So we'll go ahead and start doing that. All right, here we have the new water pump, and it does look similar, so I think we will be good to go there. The only difference I see is the pulley. It's got more of a curve right there on the pulley than this one, but it is the same diameter. Hopefully it looks like it's about 5.5, 5 3/4. This one is 6 inch. So this is 6 inch. No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're about the same from my perspective. I will just go ahead and call it that it's similar. Gonna go ahead and get to it, get this replaced. Thermostat is right over there. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we're gonna go ahead and do that too. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up again with a better angle, and then we'll go ahead and start changing the pump out. Alright, well there we have it. The water pump is in. Just got to connect those hoses. And now we'll finally be ready to put in the radiator. Now, the last thing you got to check on the radiator. Now, whenever you put the radiators, you just got to make sure you remove these plugs. I've seen people not only, it's not so much of a concern with these because you really can't put the hose in for these if that plug is in, but I've seen people put the radiator hoses with this cap still on there. So you don't want to do that. Just double check and make sure to take all your caps off. Make sure the drain valve is fully closed, so when you go to fill it, you don't drain your coolant back out. And that's pretty much it. So also, and then be careful not to damage these. These are really, really fragile. You can bend them, and then that's no bueno. You don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the radiator back in. First, I'm gonna connect my hoses, route my serpentine belt back the way it should, and then we'll be ready to throw the new radiator in, and that will be a wrap. So yeah, that will be next.